What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre to Reviews and Reviews, back in here with one more video. Guys, listen, we gotta go in there. We gotta get active. You see the thumbnail, you see the title of the video. Larsa Pippen. Scottie Pippen's wife, ex-wife, whatever. Doesn't even matter at this point. Went on a talk show, or radio talk show not too long ago, and started to talk. And this is extremely interesting to me because this is my first time hearing her speak words. And this is a large component, and the reason for the channel is dissecting what it is that I'm going to dissect right now. So put on your seatbelts, turn your ears up, and let's get to the dissecting. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the moral of the story. If you want to do the choosing, if you want to choose, be careful, be careful, be careful, okay? Because this might happen to you. Without further ado.
So in 2015, when you're saying, like, he's going to do, the conversation was, he's going to do his thing, I'm going to do my thing. Was that basically, like, I guess that conversation is we're separated. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're kind of living our separate lives. And, I was in Miami and he was in Arkansas and our house in Chicago. And I started going out. Like, you have to remember, I had 4 kids. So I never really went out without him. I never did anything. Like, my whole life, my 20s and half of my 30s was, raising kids and taking care of all of Scottie's stuff. Like, I managed his whole life. He didn't even know where he banked. I did all of our stuff. I handled all of our investments. I handled all of our stuff. So at this point, I'm just like, it's just not enough. I don't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Does your head hurt like mine? There's a couple of things I wanted to point out right here just based off of, and this one, I really saw this like a couple of minutes before I turned on the camera. I paused it right there because I was just like, if you replay that section again and close your eyes, how old does she sound? How old does she sound? I had to Google her age. She is 46 years old. She's damn near middle age. But she sounds like a 16-year-old. Purely. She sounds like a 16-year-old. And oftentimes, guys, when I encounter this, right? Like, when I see women with very deep, aggressive tone in her voice, she usually has some masculine qualities about herself. It just is what it is. It just matches, right? It just matches. But there's a key difference between a feminine tone and a kid tone. This to me is not a feminine tone. This is a childlike tone and cadence. So I say that to say, and I don't know any of the history in it of who she is or anything like that, but there's some type of developmental delay there. And I hate to say it like that because it might sound mean, but there's some type of delay. I don't know what it is, but as you can see, it also comes off in how she talks about everything. So, like, number one, no one feels sorry for you that you got married to one of the greatest basketball players of the 90s, right? Lived in tens to millions or hundreds of millions of dollars of the worth that he generated. And I had to take care of all of his life for this. That's the role that you signed up for. That's the role that you signed up for. Are you bugging? Are you bugging? Right? Like, so did you think that the role was going to be, he was going to be out here producing, creating all of this to support not only you, but then the family that y'all created, right? And you were just going to be kicked up, looking halfway decent, not helping or contributing or picking up the slack for someone who's out on the road for as much as what he was? Like, cry me a river. Anyway, let's get back into the reaction because we're only a minute in there. Let's get back in it because we might learn some more.
So you were separated when you were seeing Future.
Yeah.
Was that weird? Did Scotty know you were seeing Future of all people? Like, and how did he?
It was definitely like a respectable relationship. It wasn't on like, like it was just like we were friends and we needed each other at that moment. And that was basically, I think people make more of it.
Future doesn't need you at any moment. Listen, and a lot of times on this channel, I joke about Future. I put him in a community chat post. Do understand I'm being facetious and funny when I'm doing that. Future to me is not a standard that I look like. My goal is to never have multiple children with multiple women. Like, it's just not my thing. He's the king of the toxic. Let's let him be king of the toxic. He does not need you, okay? He wanted your viscosity. And he thought that it was an easy come up. Probably because someone like Future is going to be smart with women because he deals with so many women and can tell in the first second, depending upon how you interacted with him, where your mentality was at. But chances are, if you interacted with Future in the same kind of childlike way that you're interacting with these interviewers, he saw you as an easy come up. It just is what it is. Also, too, let me also talk about this as well. The common kind of, thuggo, Future, Tyrone, right? Like, that takes an immature woman to become attracted to, in my opinion. So I can see why, in judging how you articulate yourself, why you would see someone like Future as someone who would be needing you. No, you got it all twisted. You got it all messed up. But it is what it is. Let's move on.
I think it's just like for a better conversation for people to say, oh, she cheated on him. Oh, she this, she that. Like, it was none of that. Like, Scotty wasn't even living at home with me.
Like, and how did he feel about that?
No. We never I never would ask him what.
Listen, I always love how it's Scotty was not even living at home with me, or Scotty was never doing this. And Scotty, listen, number one, Scotty is going to be a man about his ish and never go on any of these shows outing you in a relationship. You'll never see him doing that because he's done what he had to do in the limelight for his family, and now he's doing it for his kids. You realize that the meal ticket is now gone because the facade that you wanted to play is now over. So now this is a part of your money-making gig. This is what you have to do now, because now you're stepping outside the limelight of someone else who has true talent, right? And absorbing his funds, his cash, and now you got to make your own. And because you don't have talent, this is the things that you have to do. But you'll never find Scotty. You'll never find him doing the things that you're doing in regards to a relationship in the limelight. Like, this is downright embarrassing. This is downright embarrassing. Gents, I hope that you were taking notes. Let's move on.
What he was doing, he would never ask me what I was doing. Like, it wasn't like how you're thinking it was.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating that you can't just date someone and it not be all over the tabloids? I got to imagine having that much focus on your life gets frustrating sometimes.
I don't know. I just feel like, for me, because I'm not like a talker. Like, I don't handle my business in public. So I feel like if you're not loud in 2020, like
she doesn't what? But what are you doing now, Larsa?
The loudest people get the most attention, and you start believing them. It's almost like if I keep lying to you and I just keep saying the same thing, the world will believe it.
Yeah. I'm
just not like that. I'm more of a private person. I don't really tell my business. I don't really tell the issues that I had with Scotty or with this person. I'm more of a private person. And when I leave a situation, I leave it gracefully. I leave it it was so much fun. I had the best time, and let's keep it moving.
Where did you meet Future?
Oh, I met him at a dinner party in Miami.
And was it sparks right away, or how did the first date go down?
Kind of, yeah. It kind of was like that.
Can you remember the first?
It was probably just sparks for you, my friend. Future is future at the end of the day. Okay.
First date?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because he was definitely not what I thought he was going to be like. He was definitely very romantic and different than I expected him to be.
What did you expect?
I don't know. I just expected him to come on and like give me some like lyrics and be like, two damn bitches at the same time. Or I don't know. It's just, like, I expected it to be more like, I don't know. It was just very like on a very normal like type of situation.
She mentioned something very interesting right there. What she expected was the mask off future. That's what she expected. But guess what? That's who she thought she was going on a date with. According to her own admission, it ended up being a little bit different. But knowing that that's the one that you expected and that's what you accepted to go on a date with, just let you know where her mindset is at. But let's move on.
I love him. He's the best. He's great.
Was it a memorable? So I'm just curious about the first date. If you're going on a date with Future, what do you guys do on the first date? I feel like he's got to, especially with someone like you, he's got to go crazy for you.
No, we literally spoke for like 7 hours the first time I ever saw him, and I kind of like told him all my life and like, kind of like why I am like where I am today and all that stuff. And he kind of gave me his whole like life, where he was in his life. And it was basically just like, we related on the most simple, organic way. Like I didn't need anything from him. He didn't need anything from me. It was just like, we were just two people that were like trying to figure our way, like.
Another thing, notice her speech patterns as well. What did you guys pick up on? Like, again, young mentality, okay? Guys, these are the trade-offs that you have to think about when you're looking at someone who looks as if they're a 10. And she's 46 right now. I don't know how much surgery she's had done. I haven't looked at any pictures of her 22, 23, 24 years ago, but I'm sure that she's a drop-dead stunner back in the day. These are the trade-offs that you have to think about. Like even the idea of becoming a multimillionaire, high in status, but then you not having the soft skills to pick up on childlike behavior or not being able to pick up on kind of the how she generates ideas, right? Like how she thinks about things. It can lead to your downfall or at the very least, a very embarrassing conclusion to the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Like I felt like I was stuck in a marriage that like I just wasn't like really happy in, and he was trying to like find his way too. So it wasn't like we didn't talk about like what I mean. Like it was just super like organic and simple. It wasn't like how you probably would think.
No, I guess I would think like there's pressure when you're going into date someone or potentially start, I don't know, courting. It sounds stupid. And
you know why all the likes started turning up right there? Because she is trying to figure out a way to say that she was just viscosity without saying viscosity. That's what I just interpreted from that.
But like you're interested in someone, and you're like, shit, I know that this woman's had a really high profile relationship, and I got to come in and kind of like step it up a little bit. I got to imagine that's a lot of pressure.
He can come in and step when he likes someone. He can come in and step up. He knows how to do that. I feel like he's good at that.
So why did that? Are you guys so close, and why do you think that relationship just didn't? I don't know if you're looking for marriage.
Good question.
Why didn't that relationship just kind of still go further? I guess.
Of course you was.
I feel like it's kind of hard when you're like chasing, like you got to be on stage and you got to travel, and there's just so much pressure. And I feel like dating someone that's like, when two people have like a standard that's kind of high, it's hard to like, you know what I mean? Like I have to chase him, but then I want to be chased, and then he has to chase me, but he's got a career, and then it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes it's better to date someone that's like super low profile, not on the road every day, just a simple life.
How many words I can audibly hear, but literally say nothing at the same time? That was a lot. Oh, goodness. So if I was going to try to summarize that, it sounds as if she wanted to be chased is what she was trying to say, and he's on the road all the time. So therefore, high profile people. I don't know what like. Okay, let's just say that she's not lying. Okay, here's what I would tell her. My dear, you are high profile because of the last name that you took. Like, do understand that. Like, that's the only reason. And listen, at the end of the day as well, this could also be strategic from her. All of the women, most of the women that Future has messed with has then gone on to get a show, made a name for themselves, right? Or their name is now in the tabloids. So then they get interviews like this as well. I mean, think about it. She's having an interview right now talking about, so maybe to a degree, this is all strategic for pushing whatever career that she is trying to create or whatever influence status that she is trying to build. So maybe it has to do with that as well. I don't get a genuine vibe from her. You understand what I'm saying? So that all could be true. Couple more seconds.
Like just a normal average accountant then.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
But do you like being? Are you single right now?
Trying to figure it out at 46.
Yeah. Well, we've been seeing.
What does it mean to be single in 2020? I don't know.
I know. Are you seeing any? Are you dating someone consecutively? I would say.
No.
How full are your DMs right now with people hitting you up?
My DMs are pretty full. I'm not gonna lie.
Any?
And it's funny. I feel like the ages just keep getting younger and younger. It's the craziest thing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, are there no more 40-year-olds? Are there no more 35-year-olds? Like, I don't know.
Is he have any celebs dipping into your DMs trying to get to know you?
Kind of.
Hell no.
Yeah. I must be on a hit list or something.
No, you're not on no hit list. Okay, you're not on a hit list. What you have is dudes hoping for the come up that are all down into your DMs. Guys, listen. Long story short, as with always on this channel, I try to come out with at least some things to remember, some things to help you think about things going into the future. And what do I say all the time on the channel? What I say is that look for red flags early and don't let what they look like confuse you from picking correctly if picking is something that you want to do. Think about how Scotty must feel in a situation where after he built up an empire, right, she is taking a component of what he built up and is using that to go date Futures, to talk about her DM list. Meanwhile, she has preteen kids still at home. Right? It just is what it is. This is Hollywood for you, though. I say bump Hollywood. Do it in your privacy, okay? And choose correctly. That has been my video. That has been my reaction. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Hit me up. I got a Patreon as well. The Patreon gang. Shout out to the Patreon gang real quick. The energy is crazy up there right now. Shout out to the Discord server. They going in down there. It's crazy. All right. Guys, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up with your reaction requests on my Instagram as well. All right. Link down in the description box down below. All right. Until next time, you two. Peace!